guys, Ultimate Toy Collector here. So I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say it is now January 2018, and why in the world am I showing you a 2017 New York Comic Con exclusive from back in October? Well, the reason for that is that I've been patiently waiting here for my pre-orders to ship. And I just got it right before Christmas, and I really didn't have time to open it up. So this is the first chance that I'm having to open it. Now, that being said, yes, Comic-Con was back in October. And it is, well, when I got this in hand, it was right before Christmas, so it was December. I'm not sure why it took Mezco this long to get the figure out. But rest assured, I will be speaking to them first chance I get. But nonetheless, I am excited to have this in hand. This is the classic blue and yellow tiger stripe Wolverine. Now, a lot of people also are surprised to see that this was an exclusive and not a mass release. Not quite sure why, but nonetheless, I am happy to see that we are getting this. Now, let's take a look real quick. The box is a smaller box than what we see with the regular, I don't want to say mass release, but the regular release versions. The convention exclusives, I think they started it back at San Diego with Deadpool and Miles Morales. The boxes were smaller, and they weren't window boxes. Now, this has followed suit with it. It's a smaller box. You have the yellow X on it. You got the Mezco exclusive sticker here. Actually, blue X, I should say, with the yellow outside. Now, it says Wolverine. On the side, we still know it is a Wolverine X-Men. On the back, awesome, awesome artwork. That's just the epitome of Wolverine right there. Just, you know, if you saw that silhouette in the shadows, you would kind of crap your pants. So let's open him up and take a look. Just gonna pop that up. So here we have our Wolverine. We're going to take him out of the package, but just looking at him here, you can see he has a total of, well, 3 sets here and then the 2 there. So he has 8 hands. He has 3 heads altogether. He has the Ogun mask. He has a stand back there. And these hands right here have the claws out. So looks pretty amazing to me. This is like, you know, growing up, I had the Toy Biz Wolverines, all the different variant Wolverines, but I remember the classic tiger stripe looking Wolverines. And to see this today with all the articulation and the detail is just amazing. So let's open this up and take a look. All right, so here we have Logan, or Wolverine, out of the package with all his accessories laid out here, so we can take a quick look at them. You see up here we have the Ogun mask. It's pretty cool, and it is hollowed out, so you can put it on Wolverine's face here. And I dropped it. Let's see. So you can kind of get it on the head there a little bit. Doesn't stay on as easily as you'd like, but it does stay on there. And obviously right now I'm having we're just going to leave it down here. All right. You see we have a stand in the back here. Most of the Mezco 1/12 collective figures have that stand there, and you know, Captain America has a shield, Red Skull, the Hydra emblem. So this is the X And here, let's take a look at one of the alternate heads. So this is the Wolverine unmasked head. It's not bad, but I don't know, something about the eyes and the teeth just kind of leave me wanting more. The hair is pretty good, the skin tone, texture, everything is pretty good, but I'm not a huge fan of the eyes. The teeth, you know, the teeth are okay, but the eyes, I guess, is really what kind of does it for me. This is the head that he comes with in the package that is actually on the figure. I changed it to the growling, grimacing Wolverine. Besides that, the head sculpt is very similar, but the face, this is just the plain mundane face. I also changed from when I opened the package, gave him the hands with his claws. So you see we have a set of open hands, like he can grab onto something, or if he's driving. Closed fist. And then a set of open gripping hands. And then his claws. So he has 8 hands in total, interchangeable, clawed fist, regular holding, and then he also has the 3 heads with the Ogun mask and also the stand with a little flight stand on it. So he comes with a good amount of accessories. Now it's time to take a look at the actual figure. So the claws, they did a great job on the claws. I've seen some customizers do actual metal claws. Obviously these aren't metal, they are plastic, but they're still some pretty dope claws. Hasbro hasn't come close to this yet with their Wolverines. Alright, also let's take a look at that face. Like I said, this is the angry face. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the head out. So you can see how easy it is to switch the head. Pops on like so. Like I said, something about the unmasked head just leaves me wanting a little bit. I do like it overall. Just something about the eyes, pretty much the eyes and maybe the teeth. But overall, it's not bad. That would probably be my only complaint with the figure so far. And obviously his claws here. So the rest of the suit is pretty cool. One thing that I notice that I do actually like, the shoulder pads. Now, so when you move the arms, like you get the shoulders going up, the shoulder pads can move. There's a, I guess, articulation point up here above the shoulder. Now these will detach. You just got to be careful because it's a very small, you can see it right there, that pops out or breaks. It is separate from the shoulder, but that's what holds the shoulder pads in place, and that allows for that more plastic or metal type of look rather than going for a full cloth or even like a painted look. The rest of the suit is the, I hate to say it, but the pajama style that we've seen with the 112 collective figures, the stitched material. Overall, it looks pretty good, even on like the rib cage and everything. I think they did a pretty good job. Now it does have the stitching straight up the spine. Wish that was a little more like seamless, but I'm not going to complain about that. Underneath, obviously, the neck joint here is a yellow plastic instead of it being skin tone. But his suit pretty much goes all the way up except for the mask, which is where he's able to pull it off. One thing that I think would have been cool, I know Hasbro did it with one of theirs recently, is if you had like a little portion that you could pop this head off and put under, so it looks like his mask was kind of peeled off and bent back and just kind of hanging there waiting for him to pull it back on. That would have been a cool little accessory, but nonetheless, it's not a major flaw. All right, so right here, his utility belt. The coloring looks really good. I like what they did with it. Up here with the wrist, his gauntlets. Overall, good job with them. Very smooth, not blotchy or anything. Matches some of the torn, not torn, but the weathered look with the shoulder pads. And transitions nicely to the wrist, which if you look at where his blades come out of, his claws, nice look there with the paint. Very smooth. Alright, so now let's go down. So now we get to the crotch area, the trunks, and right off the bat I can see one flaw which I've seen with a lot of the, I guess you could say, the second wave of shipped figures. I did not get mine at the convention. Obviously it was a pre-order. I knew I was going to be busy at Comic-Con, so I didn't have time to wait in line to get this figure, and I really did want him, so I did order them online. So what I've kind of pieced together, and I think is what might have happened, was the first batch came out incredibly awesome. Second batch was kind of thrown together. Maybe they weren't expecting as many to have been ordered, and there seemed to be more flaws with the second batch. Because if you look down here, either his ass cheek is hanging off, or I don't know, his balls are hanging, but the stitching here is quite off. Almost looks like he's got like a, I don't know, like he's got a wedgie going the wrong way. Alright, so let's look here in the crotch. And it is kind of hard to see on camera, but if I get it right about here, you can see how the blue, the rubbery part, kind of hangs down a little lower on his butt cheek and his balls here. And if you look very closely, I have a little split in the stitching. It's not a massive split, but nonetheless it is a split there in the stitching. So you can see it from here how uneven the stitching is. I'm not sure if anything will be done about that. It really is a minor issue, but it is an issue nonetheless. So this is actually my first 112 figure that I have had any type of defect with in the clothing. All of my other ones have been pretty good, so this is the first time that I've seen this, although I've read a few articles. Alright, the rest of the stitching looks pretty good going all the way down, even to the boots. No issues with any running or anything like that. And then when you get down to the boots, very smooth. Sculpting and paint, very good on this. I have no complaints on that. So articulation wise, with the head, you just fully spin it around. You even get them a good tilt to the side there, backwards and downwards. So good articulation with the neck. Now with the shoulders, as we said, the shoulder pads allow for a little extra room. Can we? Yep, there we go. Shoulder pads will even move if he's lunging like that. Now, obviously, that does not make sense, but in comic reality, it does. So we put that down. We have a bicep cut here, and we have double jointed elbows on both sides. And with the wrist, ball jointed, full range of motion with the wrist. Now also, we do have an ab crunch. We're able to get a forward bend, a little upright bend there. Slight twist at the waist. Obviously with the suit there and the utility belt and everything, you don't really want to be spinning them all the way around. You will rip it, but it does allow you for some sort of bend there, which is good. Now with the legs, awesome range of motion there. Full frontal. And feels like a double jointed knee up in here, so you can get a good jumping, kicking motion there. And with the boots, full range of motion with the ankles. So overall, I am happy with this figure. The stitching would probably be my main complaint. It is a issue, but I don't believe it's an issue that will cause me to fully dislike this figure. Hopefully, I was going to say Hasbro, hopefully Mezco will work on those quality control issues moving forward, especially with their exclusives. You'd want the figures to be on point, you know? So here we have our Mezco 1/12 Collective New York Comic Con exclusive. Finally in hand. Happy to have it. Happy to add them to my collection. Thank you for checking me out. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, The Ultimate Toy Collector. Be sure to check out Cool Dad Pop Culture Reviews, Toy News International, and all our sister sites. And like the video, share it, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this, and were you lucky enough to get your claws on one of these with the pre-order or at New York Comic Con, because I know these sold out fast. So thanks for tuning in, bub, and until next time guys, happy hunting.